Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and, you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and admit all then.
All right, is that everybody?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is just going to be a quick rundown of Spook-O-Ree, how some things are going to work, and hopefully we'll answer some questions you guys have. So firstly, I want to talk about signups. So we've got some dates set for when you guys need to have, kind of all of your numbers in, and mostly when all of your numbers need to be in. So if you guys are coming week 1, October 9th is really going to be your last day to make any number changes, whether that's adding, subtracting. By October 9th for week 1, that's when your numbers are going to be solid. Week 2, that date is October the 16th. So October the 16th, week 2, your numbers are going to be solid at that point as well. So t-shirts. T-shirts are the date to order them is actually going to be pushed a little bit further than our last push. So we're going from October 5th to October 7th. So next Monday at noon, we are going to close the t-shirt registration. So I know, so you've got the weekend, reach out to any last minute folks who might want to grab a t-shirt. As you can see, we've got a mock-up of what it will look like. It's an orange shirt with the patch design on it with the Lawhorn logo at the bottom. So the next thing I want to talk about, or really make a note on, is the patches. So all of the Cubs who come in these Spook-O-Ree weekends are going to receive a patch, but it is worth noting that the company who prints our patches is in North Carolina. So we've heard that they've been affected by the storms. There are also the strikes on the ports on the East Coast. So it's possible that they may not be in our possession by the time Spook-O-Ree starts, but we will make sure that they get them if they're not there prior to the start of the event. We're sorry about that, but there's not much we can do about hurricanes or labor strikes. So the next thing I want to get into is about the sign-in procedure. So when you guys come in, you will kind of park your cars. By then, you will know what campsite you're staying at, and I'll get into campsites in just a second. We are doing check-ins at Howard Lodge, and I assume most of you know where that is, but if not, when you come into the Camp Thunder gate, it's the first green building at the back of the gravel parking lot. So really with that, we just need one person from every unit to come and just get you guys signed in. Let us know how many of you made it, and we'll make a note that you guys are there. When you show up, you will also receive a stack of your t-shirts and orange wristbands. So those wristbands are going to be the indicator of whether or not you guys should or should not be there. We'll have a number of wristbands equal to your participant count, and we really ask that you guys wear those the whole weekend. We're also going to go over this during the leaders meeting there as well, so all of this will be reiterated, but those wristbands are going to be super important. So how many people show up, just let us know. Patches, one person, you'll get your wristbands, your shirts, all that's at Howard. All right, so the next thing is campsites. I've gotten quite a few questions about campsites, and right now, if most of you go to your registration, you'll be able to see a campsite that is attached to your unit. And we're hoping that most of that can remain the same, but I do want to note that campsites are subject to change, and they probably will be until a couple days after the close date for your week. So for week 1, again, that's October 9th. For week 2, again, that's October 16th. Couple days after that, once we have final numbers, we'll be able to get everybody situated where they can go. It's also worth noting that, we assign campsites really based on numbers. Really nothing more than that. We've got to really put people where they can fit. I think week 1, we're expecting 870 people as of today. So we know that number is going to grow, and we're going to try and fit everybody in wherever they can go. It's just going to be some places it might be a little tight. And that same, excuse me. And that same principle applies for the schedule. So we're building a schedule of where everybody's going to go, what activities you're going to be at, and at what time. But again, once the final numbers get solidified, myself and a couple other of us are going to kind of finalize the numbers, where everybody's going to go. If you are curious, the activities we have planned are field games, a hayride, archery, BB guns, and canoes. So those will be the activities that you guys have at your discretion during your time with us. And lastly, I just kind of want to go over a little bit more of the program. Flags, we're going to do a flag ceremony at 8:30. And the first rotation of classes begins at 9 o'clock. They last about an hour each with a 10-minute window for travel time. And it should end off about, my apologies, at about 5:30. That's when the program should end. But leading into the evening, we do also want you guys to know that Cub Scouts are welcome to bring their Halloween costumes. There is going to be a Halloween costume dance party down at our council ring for everyone to enjoy. That'll be right before our campfire and other evening activities. And after campfire is the spooky trail. So a note that we're trying something a little bit new this year, in that it's going to run for a few hours, but at the beginning, it's going to be more geared toward, your first and second year scouts, the younger kids. We're going to tell our folks working it that, maybe it should be a little bit more comical, a little bit lighter hearted for the younger ones. But as the night goes on, it is going to get scarier and more intense. So that is just worth noting. If you've got a lot of really young scouts, it might be worth trying to get in line early for that. Let me see. Other than that, I don't think I have much else. Rebecca, do we have any unanswered questions that we should go over?
There are actually no questions in the chat box.
Okay.
So hopefully we covered everything. Oh, there is, I think you might have covered this already, but this person came in late. They
Okay.
said, what time is campfire?
So yeah, campfire is going to be at 8:30. The dance party is going to start at around 8:15, just enough time for us to judge it, pick a few winners, and then the actual program of the campfire will start at 8:30. Make sure that I covered everything.
Are there any last minute questions from anybody that we did not cover, that Wyatt did not cover?
Do we have anything else? Let's see. Did I go over what time they're supposed to get there?
No, because that was this next question that
Rebecca?
just popped in. Go ahead and
Okay.
answer that one.
So if you guys didn't hear me, or if I didn't say it, check-in is going to start at around 1 o'clock. We want to make sure you guys have plenty of time to get there and get settled in.
Are you still there? Did we lose you? It looks like Wyatt's.
There it is. Okay. There she is. Did we lose?
All right, sorry about that brief interruption, but go ahead, Wyatt.
So I was saying, I was letting them know that check-in's going to start around 1 o'clock and that Friday, and probably it'll end when everybody gets there. So other than that, do we have any other questions that were posed?
That was it. I didn't see any other questions posed.
So other than what time check-in starts and what time the campfire was, there's nothing else?
That's it.
Alrighty, so I mean, I guess I'll give you guys a few minutes just in case you've got any kind of last minute questions. Again, thank you for being here. We're really looking forward to you guys coming. This will be the first this will be the first Spook-O-Ree that I've worked, so I'm looking forward to it. Whether you come in week 1, week 2, we think it's going to be a great time. Oh, I've gotten this question a few times. I just saw a note at the bottom. So a hot dog lunch is going to be provided at lunchtime on Saturday, and that is included with the price of your admission. So everybody gets a hot dog, a bag of chips, and a bottle of water, I believe is the set. And that's to everybody. So if you came last year and were wondering why there wasn't a drop down to order it, that's why. It's just included this year.
Lunch is at noon for those hot dogs, right?
Lunch starts at 11:30, so we'll probably start handing them out then.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Is there a packing list in the leader's guide?
Yes.
Okay. Just so that everybody knows, especially the ones that came on late, we will be sending out a link to this entire broadcast so that even if you missed something, you can go back and review the details. And if for some reason a question did not get answered for you, please do reach out to Wyatt and ask him that question directly. And we will do our best to answer as much as we can.
Yep. Anything else rolling in? I just can't see the chat.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I'm briefly going through there and seeing if there's anything that I can't answer.
Okay.
But you should be good to go.
All right. Is that it?
That is it.
Excuse me.
Everyone is asking about medical forms. I will
Okay.
address that because I've typed it in the chat box already, but they didn't scroll back through, which is fine. But all medical forms should be turned into your unit leader. That's something for a weekend event like this that you will keep with your unit. We're not collecting those as an event.
Gotcha. That's good to know for me too.
So that goes for anyone who's coming for any time of the week, even if they're just coming on Saturday. Right.
All right. Well, if we don't have any last second questions, I really appreciate you guys. In the next week or so, we are going to follow up to make sure that no questions have come up after this, and eventually we will get out, kind of final campsite assignments, final iterations of schedules, and we will be good to go from there. Thank you all so much for coming, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Thank you.